guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who this be, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Grand Army. I just recently watched this show because, I was bored, wanted something to watch. Not a lot of new shows has come out January 2021, so I wanted to see something new. The show gives me the Gracie with a little bit of 13 Reasons Why kind of vibes. So this show meets, high school students that are in freshman, sophomore, junior, seniors in high school in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, and they're going to this fictional school called Grand Army. I wouldn't say it's for the arts, but it's like a magnet school, and it's for people who score high. So to get into the school, you have to score really high to get into it, which is very true with a lot of New York schools or high schools. When you want to go to a high school that's good, you have to do a test first before, and if you pass that test, then you can get into the school. So basically, off the bat, we have some smart kids, talented kids that go to this school. We first see, the first opening scene, we see a 30 trash can, hair and paper on the floor, and this girl's in the stall talking about she has something stuck up in her. So then Joey, she comes in, tries to help her. Then you hear in the background they're singing Bodak Yellow by Cardi B, singing. I'm just like, and they did not miss a beat. They singing without no, bleeps, no nothing. They sang the whole entire song basically. So Joey comes help her try to take it out of her, a used thingy, and she does do that, and then you meet Dom and Dom's friends, which are Tamika, Tor, and Sonia. Got paid basically around $200, and then they're also talking about her crush on John Ellis. So it was all that in that first scene. So then after Joey helps Gracie out, she comes, throws the thing that was stuck up in Gracie to Layla. Bruh, it was just really messy. That first, basically 5-6 minutes of the show, 7 minutes of the show was just a mess. It was just you got Bodak Yellow, Joey helping Gracie, and then, the whole everybody in the girls' locker room talking and whatnot. So let me go down the list of characters. Gracie, first person. Gracie is whack fake friend because Joey did all that for you. You and Joey are supposed to be said friends, and as soon as the thing that happened with Joey getting assaulted, she turns on her and talk about how she's upset with her. But I'm like, girl, George does not even like you like that. George, since the first episode, George didn't like you like that. You and George have not had any other encounters. He left you high and dry. He moved on to Layla and some other girls. He didn't come back for you, Gracie, so I don't know why you're still stuck on George, because George ain't checking for you anymore. He really isn't. So I'm just confused as why she's getting upset with Layla and then now Joey because they were involved with George. And I'm just like, really? And then she seems like, what's a word? Pick me type, follow the leader type chick, because she didn't even know Layla. But because Layla was hanging out with George at a party, she dumps a whole soda on Layla. And then I guess she pushed Layla, or someone pushed Layla, and then which pushed Luke over the banister. But I'm just like, why are you bullying her? Why are you doing that to her? Because I'm like, she don't know you. You didn't tell her not to hang out with George. I don't know why you come throwing a soda on girl's head for. Like, come on. She is whack. Let's go to Layla. Layla is one and the same. Layla, I knew something was wrong with Layla when when the list came out, and she was getting excited and happy about being on the list. And oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm just like, girl, are you serious right now? Are you serious? But I'm like, the only reason you were on that list because Sid put your full name in a text message to George about being on the list. So I'm just like, why are you so happy? Because they weren't checking for you. The only reason you were on that list is because Sid, did not want his sister involved with that. So Sid put you on that list because they were not checking for you at all, girl. They weren't. Anywho, Layla, she really needs some help. She has basically no one except for Rachel. That's why she's so invested in Rachel. It was very plot twist. I was wondering if the timeline that they gave us is, I want to say it's a Friday. The bombing happened on a Friday, January 24th, 2020, since it's like they did this in 2020. And then Joey came back to school on the 27th to do her, protest. So from January 24th to March 5th, where we see Layla do the 10:45 a.m. bomb threat, I'm like, was she typing this for 2 months? Or did she just decide, oh, I'm going to type this so I can get back with being friends with Rachel and Rachel can be my friend again? Like was she having this plan thought out for months on end? Because I'm like, what? But like Layla definitely needs help. She does not have an identity. She's Chinese, actually. Her parents don't really tell her about her heritage. She doesn't know what's going on. And then the Chinese girls at school, they make fun of her. And, at first it was like they were mean. They were like steadily mean to her. And then at the end when she came back at them, she's just like, I was like, ooh, oh, okay. I mean, they were just steadily just talking like, we said this. They didn't say that at all. They did not say that at all in Mandarin. And then her talking to the Jewish past priest, that lady, using her as a therapist. That lady should have told her from the jump that, yo, I'm not a therapist. If you need real guidance and help, talk to somebody else. But towards the end, she just basically listened to Layla pour her heart and soul out, and then she's just like, yeah. I mean, she did try to help with you have to apologize, but the way Layla apologized was like, oh, I did it, so everything should be good now. And it's like, girl, she needs help with social cues. She needs help with a lot of different aspects. Sometimes you can be mad at her, but other times you're just like, okay, this girl definitely needs help. And Rachel being her friend to be patient, and then she was very annoying because she was all hung up on George. And I'm like, girl, you should know, listen to Rachel. He don't really like you like that. And the fact that he's calling you just randomly, sporadically, oh, hey, you free? Oh, hey, you free? What is this? But girl really needs some help. So, you gotta just think about that. Then we have Sid. Sid going through his problems, his college essay to Harvard. Let's talk about Sid. I thought what Sid did, opening his laptop, typing in his password, leaving it in the gym locker room with a bunch of people in there to go talk to a college scout for who knows how long, was such a dumb thing. Come on. I'm like, I know this dude is smart. They even show that this man is very cautious with his surroundings. So I'm like, if you're so cautious with your surroundings, why would you do such a dumb move? Really, it was like, bruh, you made him look dumb. Flora is a dope girl. You know, she didn't get upset when, you know, when Sid's secret came out. She just wanted to know answers and questions because Sid, out of the blue, this girl traveled all the way to Queens for an hour. And then you have Sid over here talking about, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. He was just like, I'm like, girl. She was like, Flora was just like, if that's the case, you could have just texted me because I literally spent money to come over here to see you and hang out with you just for you to tell me like it's over. And the next thing you know, I think Valentine's Day, oh, he's like, I think they were still texting each other and, you know, I miss you and I miss you. I'm just like, bruh, just come clean to the girl about what's going on with your life. Like, come clean. So, I mean, Flora's dope. Mira, dope too. Mira doing her little feminist play, you know, making sure everything's on point, you know, not giving 2 cents about what people have to say when the incident about her came out. Sid definitely means well, but sometimes, you know, he could be definitely just as bad as George and Luke, you know what I'm saying? You know, because it was so, I mean, it was just messed up how he just basically took a girl that you met during a bomb threat full name into a text message to talk about, to make a list. Like, girl, it's like, dude, it's a bomb threat. What are you doing? It's a bomb actually happened outside and you talking about, oh, I just met you, here's your full name. I was like, bruh, let's get to these people. They're a collective. So when we first meet Joey and her entourage, I thought her entourage was very cool. I thought it was very dope, you know, her little small circle. You know, it was very cool the way the first 2 episodes, basically, they backed her. You know, they stood up for her, they backed her against Miss Wilder, because Miss Wilder was doing the most. You know, being like going to the party and blah, blah, blah. I thought that her entourage was cool. Then episode 3 hits and it's just like, they whack. Her entourage sucks, you know what I'm saying? So, Joey, at first I thought her and Tim was like, oh, that looks so nice. At first I thought Tim was just like a geeky nerd. At first, because you see them like playing chess. But I mean, in New York, like being in a chess club is pretty cool. And also when I saw like the little chess case that is like the magnetic chess pieces, I was like, oh, you know, you're in probably part of your chess club. But Joey's pretty smart. Joey's number 6 in her class, and I think Tim said he was 134. So she's a smart one out of the friend group. You know, knows what she's doing, whatnot. So Joey means well, but sometimes she has a lot of performative activism. When she kneeled during the Pledge of Allegiance, like after Dom and the whole basketball team did, and she did that, and she pulled Gracie down to kneel with her. I mean, I feel like she mean well, but I know that Gracie definitely didn't mean well about kneeling. But I feel like, you know, her getting back at Miss Wilder, she had a valid point of, you know, her dress code situation. It was a valid situation, a valid point. And Miss Wilder just calling her all sorts of names, like, it's a bomb threat. Girl came out of gym. She was in her dance rehearsal. She didn't have time to go to the locker room to put on pants or whatever. Like, the fact that she was doing all that and saying, oh, you're doing this as an excuse, I'm just like, she was at the gym. Like, why are you bothering her for? Like, that was dumb. The dreadful episode 3. What happened to Joey was, you know, she didn't deserve it. It was whack. You know, George, you know, really hope that she gets her justice. But I mean, knowing Joey, she just really wanted an apology or them to realize they did wrong to her. It was the fact of the matter that they just went about their day like nothing ever happened was what sent Joey over the edge of, you know, oh snap, they don't really care about me. Joey, like, Anna saw that she was balding. She was getting a bald patch. Tim saw the bald patch. Luke over here talking about he's giving her pills to take for, like, something was going on with her. He, like, oh, you think she was just being normal, regular? She was going through something. George, he just definitely the only one who didn't care at all. It was very dumb for her to be trying to make Tim jealous and doing all that extra stuff in the back of the cab. Definitely, but she definitely did not deserve what happened to her. It was very obvious since episode 1, Luke definitely liked her, because when they were walking to the party and she pulled Tim aside, and then Luke put his arm over Joey, talking to Joey, and then when they're at the party and Joey was talking to Tim, and it comes over to Luke talking about, like, oh, are you okay? But he looks like he's jealous, or like, oh, that could be me sitting next to Joey and talking to Joey. And the thing is that they're her friends, so it's like the fact that her friend group was basically 5 people, and there's ops in all of them. They're all the ops. Anna turned on her. I mean, like, Anna, yeah, Tim's her brother, but you didn't even have the decency to come talk to Joey and, like, oh, what happened? Yeah, George did put everything on his story about what happened. You saw Joey come in the bathroom, asked you for a change of underwear, saw the blood, saw everything, saw her not feeling right, and you still was like, she's in the wrong, she's lying, she's doing this for attention. I'm just like, bro, come on. If you were any type of friend, you would definitely ask her what happened. Tim, lame. Tim is lame. Tim definitely reminds me of Justin from 13 Reasons Why, because similar situation, what happened with Jessica in 13 Reasons Why. He's basically a Justin. Definitely waited too late to come talk about he's defending Joey, or like, oh, it's true though. Like, she basically asked you just to acknowledge. Like, when Joey texted him in the group chat, I was like, girl, no, don't text them. She went on and texted them. I'm like, okay, let's see. So they met up, and I'm like, okay, they all like, oh, we want an apology. Apology for what? Like, bro, everybody thinks old girl is lying. You know what you did. Everybody knows you did. And then you talking about, oh, we need an apology. And then the way how they were trying to, like, change it up in the DA's office, talking about how Joey probably forced them to do that. Like, bro, come on. So, if Tim gets a redemption arc, he's probably gonna get the Justin redemption arc, basically. We obviously see him, self-medicating with drugs and whatnot. So just like how Justin was, doing his little self-medicated with drugs and alcohol, basically gonna go down the same kind of road Justin went through in 13 Reasons Why, kind of. If you want any type of redemption for himself, if they still want to continue the story with him and Joey, basically that's what it's giving. Basically, Anna, she's gonna feel very dumb, because as a friend, her basically like, oh, I don't want you to be with my brother because this, that, and the third. I'm just like, I feel like that whole conversation just basically sent Joey, her talk with Anna basically sent Joey to overcompensate her relationships with Luke, George, and Tim. Basically, she didn't want anything to be like whatever they were doing, she wanted it to stop. But then she still wanted things to be normal, and she still wanted to pursue Tim, or, still be the same with Tim. And Tim was just like, like, what are we doing? Like, are we still trying to do what we're doing? Or, she was trying to overcompensate her relationship as, the friend group, which just went down really badly. And it definitely wasn't her fault, but I do believe she was acting a little extra. Wasn't she not? Okay. So that's enough Joey. That's enough on Joey. Joey deserves better. The three Stooges, plus Anna, plus Gracie, they all whack. They whack. They're all the ops. They're oppositions. You know, it's in your own circle. Your little small circle is whack. That's just, man, it's like, it really be your friends. You gotta be like knowing who your friends are, because it's like she brought George to inside her family's house. He met her mom, her siblings, her younger sisters. So it's just kind of like, that's messed up. But next, let's get to Dom. Dom, basically the best girl in the show. Basically, you know, Dom working, you know, trying to help out her family, taking care of her sister's kids, you know, trying to do good so she can get into good colleges. She wants to be a psychologist, you know. You know, Dom has great dreams, and she's like, you know, she's struggling. Like her thing with the green card thing, marrying for a green card. I was so glad when her family was just like, nah, we don't want that for you. We're gonna work and try to do something so we can earn money to pay for these bills, because we don't want you doing that. Because I'm like her friend said, it's more than just getting the $10,000. The lady was saying you got to stay together for 3 years. Like, her relationship with John Ellis would have been done. I mean, even though she was trying to do that for the sake of her family, which was very noble of her to do. You know, her about to break up with the one guy that she really liked because she was in the green card deal. Her friends are super dope. Her friends really got her back. Also, Dom being the one to see the bruises on Joey, you know, even though she's not really friends with Joey, she still has, you know, she still kind of cares, like, oh, what's going on, what's happening with her. So, I mean, I really, like I said, Dom's best character, you know, her still checking on Joey, you know. Joe was really going through it, but, you know, she's really, like, the best character. I'm so glad that she got that internship, you know, very glad. John Ellis was just cruising because he already said he was going to chapel. He got into North Carolina State or whatever, you know. He was basically cruising the whole senior year, so he was good. Probably one of the best guys on that show too. You know, I do think that it was like a little overstep when he tried to give money to Dom. Because, you know, sometimes that kind gesture can kind of rub people the wrong way. Because some people really like Dawn. Pride. She didn't want to have a handout. She wanted to do it for herself or try to help out her family herself. So, yeah. The Jayson and Owen thing. Yeah. Like, you know, Dawn did try her best to help out, like, you know, her, you know, trying to dumb it down and trying to, like, not make it seem like, you know, they did something bad, like, oh, they paid her back her money, all that jazz, you know, try to make it seem like they didn't do so bad, but I'm just like, what in your right mind during a real bomb went off outside? It wasn't just a bomb dart, it was like a real bomb. And you messing around for $25, messing around with Dom's bag. Like, you should have just been like to Sonia, like, yo, you owe me money. Like, I'll be here until you can pay me back. Like, for a little bet. Like, really? You did all that? I do think, you know, maybe Joey's involvement into it, you know, her saying like, oh yeah, Jayson and Owen stole Dom's wallet. I think it kind of like amped up them getting suspended, but Dom was upset. You know, you basically made her lose $200 to help out her family because you wanted to be dumb. And then, you know, the consequences were very steep. It was very kind of harsh because it was like Owen got 60 days and, you know, Jayson got 7 days. But I do think that Jayson, sometimes he's doing good, sometimes he's doing bad. He could have told Owen from jump, yeah, because of your suspension, I got your part. Like when the mother like told him like, you know, are you really a good a good friend to my son? I was like, you know, that part, because you know he got the little 7 days, but Owen, her son, got 60 days out of basically detentional school, getting black eyes at school, lose his spot at the All-State. You know, really messed up. And then Jayson, you know, at the end where he did like the silence thing, like, you know, like he wasn't gonna do like perform at the All-State, you know. Like the way that show ended, which is like, oh snap. It was just him, and I know his father was probably upset because his father was just like, you know, that's just life. But you know, Jayson was like, you know, let me try to change what's going on in the said life. Yeah, so I talked about Joey, Dom, John Ellis, Jayson, Owen, Layla, Gracie, Rachel, Sid, Mira, Flora. You know, basically that's all of them. Yeah, so as I was saying, final analysis, Layla definitely needs some help. She definitely needs some help. Her parents are definitely basically kind of like dismissing her on, you know, her things. Like, she wants to have a set identity. She identifies herself as Jewish because her family is Jewish. But her coming into a new school with Chinese girls, and she's obviously born in China, she has no identity, no tether to China. She doesn't even know who her birth family is. So that could be a storyline for Layla. Joey deserves better. Tim's whack for not speaking up sooner. Anna, whack for not believing your friend. And knowing good and well how George Luke operates. Good and well. Like, these are people that you hang out with all day, every day. And, like, come on. And you're closer in the friend group with Joey. Like, come on. Who else? Dom. So glad that Dom got that internship. Yes. Sid, he got into Harvard. Yes. And, you know, all his secrets is out. He already did his thing. So I guess, you know, kind of end of the Grand Army journey for him. John Ellis, let's see how him and Dom's relationship works out. Dom's friends, best friends, they got her back, bro. Like her friends, really great. Rachel, her patience with Layla goes. I'm like, girl, Layla needs some social cues. Layla needs some help. The fact that she was getting giddy and hyped over being on a list like that. Like, girl, come on. Like, come on. Mira was dope, you know. Mira kept it 100. Mira was like, ride or die for Sid, yes. It was a Jayson, you know, that end thing was just like, whoa. I was like, oh snap, okay. Good ending. Hopefully there's some type of justice for Owen. I mean, I think his suspension or expulsion or whatever should be over by now, because that should be the 2 months, you know, that he had to do. Hopefully this show gets to season 2 pretty good. A pretty good show. You know, getting with that little Gracie type, you know, esque type show mixed in with the 13 Reasons Why, even though a lot of people even though 13 Reasons Why went downhill after each season, it's still kind of given that type of vibe, minus somebody dying. Yeah, because I like the first episode when John Ellis was missing. I was like, oh snap, please don't tell me this kid is dead or he's going to be missing for multiple episodes. Like, when he came to that part, I was like, okay, thank goodness he's safe. But anyway, hopefully the show gets to season 2. Pretty good show, pretty good watch. If you like this video, like the video. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.